Romelu Lukaku, post-Fergie, they made him put on loads of weight. What's he going to...
At
Everton,
this is
Who made it?
And what Mikel's had to do, and with the resources we've had to pour, half the teams are cheating, like your team, Chelsea. So we're going up against cheaters, up against money.
If we're going to do it like that, you're not going to talk about the fact you didn't get a red card or a penalty.
Yeah.
They should get rid of the European Conference League. You're saying that you're champions of Europe.
But that happens
that
happens in the Champions League.
It's like winning League One and saying champions of England.
No,
it's the third tier.
Hi, I'm Kai, and this is Midnite Boxed In. I'm going to make a statement, and these lads are going to all argue against it, despite being wrong. My first statement is... Romelu Lukaku is in the top 10 Premier League strikers of all time.
No.
Forget the interview. Forget about the interview.
No. Hi, I'm Louis, and I'm a Chelsea fan. That is categorically incorrect. Like,
What, you're a Chelsea fan?
That is. No, obviously not. The amount of names in the Premier League era which you can drop are ridiculous. I can even we'll go Teddy Sheringham, Berbatov, Anelka, Drogba, Henry, Harry Kane. That's 6 already. Shearer, thank you. Lads, you want to help me out any more names?
Aguero.
Okay.
The fact that we literally rattling them
Do
off
it
here.
for
Cole.
name a player that didn't play for one of the top clubs that won everything then.
Canio,
Okay, now 9 more.
that won
I
everything.
don't understand the argument you're making.
Well, because my argument
Jamie
is that
Vardy.
for Lukaku at Everton had a 1-in-2 record, right? 87 in 166 games, right?
Yeah.
All these players that have got better numbers, have had better careers trophies-wise, did it in better environments.
Hold on a minute. This guy played for United. He played for Chelsea. He's had the environment.
My argument is for Everton.
United was good.
No, your argument's not for Everton. Your argument is he's a top 10 striker in Premier League
Yeah,
history.
because of what he did at Everton.
You've just said about all the other environments. He had United and he had Chelsea.
Yeah, but
he was
victim
all...
of circumstance. He's in the post-Fergie. They made him put on loads of weight. What's he going at Everton?
This
Who made it?
is
Who made it?
baffling. Let's just go through. I want to make your point because this is this is wild.
Okay.
We've heard one thing which we've just automatically debunked.
24 goals in a single season for Everton.
Right.
Everton.
Okay.
2 hat-tricks.
Two
for Everton.
2 hat-tricks in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, other players have done that as well.
Not for Everton, mate.
Yeah, not for Everton, obviously not. But I'm saying your whole argument is he's a top 10 striker in Premier League history. He just isn't.
I saw him do things I've
Categorically.
never seen any single Everton player do, and I had a season ticket in that season. I had a season ticket after, I had a season ticket before. He, by far, we sold him for so much money that money speaks volumes.
And how do you do?
Victim
In the
of
Premier League?
circumstance. How did that entire team do? How did Angel Di Maria do? Champions League winner, World Cup winning Angel Di Maria.
I mean, the fact is, with all of this, your argument doesn't stand up if you're going to go through that route because it literally, your whole point.
But if you're going to
is
mention
just
Man
sitting there-
United and then I'm going to give you a valid response, and
but
you're going to
the whole
change
point-
it to,
the
oh,
whole-
your
the whole
argument
point-
is this.
no,
You shows
the
that
whole-
I'm
the
right.
whole- The whole point you're trying to make is the fact that you're saying he's a top 10 striker of all time. Well, he
Let me
just
go.
isn't. We've
Let me
nailed
go.
out all the names.
Let me
Go on,
go.
Nicky,
I
Nicky.
wanna get
Go on,
I feel like we all want to get on this one.
Hi, Nicky. I'm a West Ham fan. If you want to talk about strikers that haven't had the environment, if you want to take out the Coles, Cole wasn't Newcastle when he was doing it. Collymore wasn't Nottingham Forest when he was doing it. And Andy Johnson at Crystal Palace.
And
Kevin
Everton,
Phillips
saw
at
both of
Sunderland.
them. I saw both of them play for Everton. Lukaku was better.
If you want to take out them, let's look at Sheringham at Tottenham. Fantastic striker, better than Lukaku.
Was he better at Tottenham?
Defoe
than
was
Lukaku
better and he
was
didn't
at
have the
Everton?
environment. Defoe played for Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Portsmouth and he was doing it. Kai, I don't mean to disrespect you, man, but I don't think this holds any legs at all. I can name you 20 names right now that are categorically better than him.
Did they have that season, though, of 24 goals?
Hartson had a
He took
25-goal
Everton to
season.
72 points
Hartson
that
had a
season.
25-goal season for West Ham. John Hartson. If you want to name the best of all time, you've got Aguero, you've got York, you've got Cole. I would even argue people like Vialli.
In better environments.
For Chelsea at the time, it wasn't really prone to success. They wasn't really challenging at the top like they was probably similar to Everton are at the time of Lukaku. Zola.
Ravanelli at Middlesbrough.
Yeah, Zola.
Zola never had the season,
Bergkamp.
that level of a season, though.
Zola.
He didn't have a 24-goal season.
Zola consistently across.
Lukaku genuinely
Lukaku
better
had
goal
one good
scorer, though.
season. Kai had one good season. Right,
He's had
or
several
maybe
good
2 or
seasons.
3. But in terms of consistency, Zola across his whole career, whether it was at Parma, whether it was at
That's just
Chelsea,
Premier League, though.
But I'm just saying, whether it's
I could mention Inter Milan for Lukaku.
No, I agree he's a good striker, but top 10 of all time is a reach. I'm going to tag Steve Owen because I'm sure he's got some facts for you.
Steve the Madman, West Ham supporter. Bro, Johnny said some things, right? And he's right. He's a good player. He's a good player. I think international record holder as well. But
87 and 110.
But for me,
I didn't need to. It's Prem.
But for me, that would have just made him. Like what I'm saying, that gives him longevity. Because what you've done is you've named I think he was there for 2 seasons. On loan for 1, then signed for 2, right?
Yeah, so 3, yeah.
That's not longevity enough to get yourself in this list, bruv. Like, these players we're talking they've done it for, like, minimum 7 years. I think even Michael Owen is class, but he didn't do it long enough. His hamstring had him gone by 19, he said.
There would
Wins
be
the Ballon d'Or
arguments
at
for him
21,
as
by
well.
the way.
And I don't want to make that argument, but there would be arguments for Michael Owen. And it's not about the longevity, it's about, I think, the
Not Premier League,
intensity.
not Premier League top 10. Listen, we love Michael Owen, but what I'm saying
not gonna argue Michael Owen, one minute.
this is how hard it is to get into a top 10. I don't think Michael Owen makes it into a Premier League top 10.
Okay,
Again,
okay.
I'm not here to shit players and say they're rubbish, they're this, because if you play in the Prem, you break records, you're a bad man. Like, let's not get it twisted, right? I played League 2. Do you know that? I told you.
I know.
It's a class. If you go and look at the top 100 Premier League players of all time, you go and look at the list and the people that haven't made it, that's a top 100. For you to put him in a top 10, and big up Specs, he coined this. The geezer was in Timberland boots when he played. That's what he looked like, bruv. The big Timbs. We're talking 90s, New York era, yeah? Laces undone. That's how he's playing, right?
Kai, can we have your top 5? I want to know where your mind's at.
Like, we could sit here all day and do top 5.
No, but I'm saying, I want to know what your standards, because it's different to ours. So what's your standard of a top 5?
His top 5 is Daniel Amokachi.
No, Ranger.
Right, I'm Johnny Dutch. I'm an Arsenal fan. My statement is Arsenal are the best Premier League champions of all time because we won the most difficult league of all time.
Louis, Chelsea fan, just crack on and explain why, please.
Right, I'll tell you why Arsenal are the best champions of all time. This league, the league gets stronger every single season, all right? Every single season, every club gets more resources, better managers, better players, and the level goes up. More TV money, more broadcasting money, whatever else. So that resources, it would be kind of counterintuitive to think that the league is getting worse. So the league is already years ahead of where it was, literally and figuratively, when it was 10, 15 years ago. This season was the most competitive league you've ever seen. What we've had to do, and what Mikel's had to do, and what the resources we've had to pour into overcoming Pep as well. Not to forget, half the teams are cheating, like your team, Chelsea. So we're going up against cheaters, up against money.
If we're going to do it like that, you're not going to talk about the fact you didn't get a red card or a penalty.
Yeah, that's called good game management.
Sorry, game management.
Good game management,
Kai
sir.
Havertz versus Burnley, Gabriel versus Man City.
Mate,
Those
how
weren't
many
red
of
card
them have
challenges.
gone against us in previous seasons?
Those weren't red card
This
challenges.
ain't even
Those weren't red cards. Tell me, were they not red cards?
This season?
Yes.
Yeah, potentially. I mean,
No. If they went against you, were they or were they not red cards? Yes or no? It's a pretty black and white answer.
I'm going to answer it, but I don't know what this has got to do with the league's difficulty.
No, just make the answer.
Potentially. On another day, they might have
okay.
been.
So still,
All right, go on.
Your arse must be hurting
they
on
were.
that fence, mate.
Right,
Come on.
okay, yes, they were.
Thank you, cool.
Okay.
Right, now continue your point. That made no sense. Go on.
But the floor at the moment is higher than it's ever been. So that's what I'm saying. So what we've got now is we've got teams anywhere between 16th right up to 4th, which can win and beat anyone on their
Wasn't
day.
that the beauty of the Premier League whenever you've been... If you go through the years, everyone said on any day, anyone
No,
can
you
beat
couldn't.
anyone.
Come on. When Luis Suarez was scoring 27 goals in a match against Norwich, that weren't the case. Let's be honest. When Palace were up in 04-05, there was joke teams in this league. Derby 07-08, there was absolute joke teams. And to be fair, there was more than one of them. We're talking about 5-6 teams where you knew you go and you're going to win. This side went to Wolves. We struggled against the bottom to team that finished 20th twice this season.
Your fault.
But I don't think...
That's your fault. Unreal.
Let me come in.
One of you two come in because it's ridiculous.
The hardest league to win
Yeah.
ever was the one that Liverpool won.
No.
Because it's the Man City team that they had to beat was so much further above anybody that's ever dominated. That is the hardest league to win. The Liverpool team that won the league when they won it the first time was the hardest league to win because
They won like the first 30 for 25 matches.
Yeah, but that's difficult. That's so hard.
It's hard, but they look at their opposition. You can't do that this league.
The opposition were different. They were levels above the Man City you've just beaten to the league, I'm afraid.
What I was saying, back in the day, you were going up against one or two or three teams.
But you've all got to beat the same teams. You've all got to beat them.
This is my point.
Man City have got to beat them. And let's say Arsenal have got to beat them. You all beat the same teams, right? It comes down to the two teams.
Yeah.
It comes down.
But you only play them twice.
You only play them twice.
Yeah.
But everyone's got to play the same teams.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't matter. The one Man City beating Man City to a league title in that era was so much more difficult.
But you say that, right? Okay. The Centurions were a great team, and that was the team they were beating back then. We still beat Pep this season. He still went out in the last 4 transfer windows. He spent 700 million to try and...
That's without De Bruyne. That's without all of them. The
But you're talking
ballers.
about, I'm talking about resources. If you look at it strictly as numbers on a sheet, right? We say there's a big correlation between the amount of money you spend and performance in this league. It is huge, right? It gets more and more apparent every season. There is more money that's been poured into this iteration of Pep's Man City than it was even 5 years ago. So in many ways, he's got more resources.
I understand what you're saying, but it's not the same. It's because of the players they had available at the time. I would even argue that Arsenal beating Man United in the 90s was even harder because they was even more of a dominant team, and they dominated for years and years and years. And I'm not sure.
Barnsley.
I am not. It doesn't matter because Man United have to travel to Barnsley as well, and you have to travel to Barnsley. But what I'm saying is, just because this season, I think this season's been poor. It's been really poor.
No, everyone said that's been poor, but you know why it's been poor? And this is, I'll tell you why it's been poor. It's because of, like I said, the competition. What we're doing now is analysts against analysts. So when you go up against that's why you got my man at Southampton spying on people and whatever else. You are up against the analysts. The game's won off the pitch. There is so many resources put into being ready for 3 p.m. on a Saturday that it's now even you can't win on a whim. You can't win by a magic goal from out of nowhere.
Just because I don't want to disrespect your achievement, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the 90s, yeah? And I'm talking about the Arsenal team that won in the 90s, 98, yeah? So look at that team now. West Ham, watching West Ham in them days, they would wipe the floor with this West Ham team now.
No.
Wipe the floor.
No.
Wipe the floor with them.
You're angry, I get it.
No, I'm not
No,
angry. I'm not angry. I'm not.
West
Look
Ham.
at the Southampton team. Look at the Southampton team back there.
We're talking about Steve Lomas. Do you know what Steve Lomas, how much he struggled in this game today?
Frank Lampard, Rio Ferdinand, Joe Cole, Michael Carrick,
sorry.
Jermaine Defoe.
These players are prepared and trained and developed to another level these days. The level across
Doesn't
the
make
league.
them better.
Like, if you put a 90s team into a 25-26 season, if you put them in, they wouldn't know what to do. It would, in terms of the pressing, the patterns.
The 98 Arsenal team went out on the piss, right, and won as many games as possible.
Yeah.
Villa just did that and battered Man City.
Oh, come on. Don't give me one example. Come on.
Yeah, Steve, please.
What it is, there's a difference when you're going to Burnley away that they might nick a result and they can nick a result than when you're going to... Do you remember when Arsenal played City recently and how nervous that made the Arsenal team lost in the end, didn't they, right? So playing against your rivals at the top is a different pressure to playing against a Burnley or a Southampton or whatever it may be that they can nick a point off you, right? So when you've got 4 teams like you did that year, we had Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool.
You're saying 13-14.
When Gerrard slipped,
Yeah. I'd actually say, for me, in terms of quality, in terms of the highest peak the Prem's been at, what you're talking about is 07-08. I think that was when we had Rafa, Wenger,
Mourinho.
Mourinho was there.
Mourinho, 07 he'd left. So it was
07
anyway.
or 08.
But you had Fergie and whatever else. They were 4 elite teams. What my point is...
That was
is
elite football.
Yeah. They were so far ahead of the other 16.
Yeah.
So there was a big gap.
I didn't like
between
that.
them
I didn't like that.
So now, like I said, that was the highest peak. So 13-14, 07-08, yes, the best teams were better.
If there's 4 or 5 teams challenging at the top, but the rest ain't, do you think it's harder than when there's only 2 teams challenging at the top?
Yeah.
And pretty much if you turn up, you can beat the rest of the teams, although they can nick points off you.
But I don't think there was, even in 13-14 and even in 07-08 when it was quite close at the top, I don't think there was still only 2 people in that title race. There was good teams. There were good teams. So Liverpool in 07-08, great team. They got to the quarter. They got to the. They got to the. I think it's the final.
Was it Athens or was that 07?
They got to the semis. They got to the semis, and then Chelsea and United got to the final. But they were good. They were good teams, but they didn't actually compete right to the end. Like what we've seen this season, the 2-man race.
Oh, that was lovely. It was. This has been the most exciting one for me.
Yeah,
I'll give you that, and it makes it more exciting. But for me, like even just the fact that, and I'm not one. Listen, Arsenal got criticised. He went away. Arteta found a way.
Yeah,
set pieces, right? I'm not taking a piss out of it, I promise you. But what I'm saying is, it just wins games. But when football was peaking, when you had the Ronaldo, Tevez, Berbatov, 4-6 strikers, like
quality was out of this world.
I think aesthetically, like you said, the top players, they're the top players, and these top players can't even compete with the top players there. But the bottom level, you had kids now, like in our day, the kid could do around the world with the ball. We was like, whoa, little kids now can do loads of stuff with the ball. But they ain't got that, mate. Like, they ain't got that. I remember when, back in the day, when Wenger and Fergie were locking horns, if you lost that game, you lost the league. I don't understand how it doesn't work now. Like, you can lose 12 or whatever it may be. I think Liverpool lost 12 games and they're still Champions League and shit. It don't make sense. So what I'm saying is, and that was factual. So how the hell...
You say that?
Go on.
We won the league in 98 with 78 points, I think.
Okay.
So we dropped a lot of points.
Okay.
And then Fergie has won it in 90. I think 2 seasons before that, they won it with 75 points. You did drop points.
So that means that then, so that would,
He
okay.
has 4 seasons under 85 points, by the way.
Okay,
So I'll tell you what then, that would suggest then, that would suggest that everyone was beating everyone. I didn't, so you just corrected me.
No,
so
but-
when City are getting 100 points, that means they're pissing the league then. It means it's easier.
Yeah.
He fell for it. He fell for it. Yeah, got it. Got it.
Got it. Set me up. How the fuck? I was winning by miles in that.
Well, lads, I'm Joe Gilmore. My statement is they should get rid of the European Conference League.
Wait, Nick, go on, bruv.
No, my name's Nicky Hawkins and I'm a West Ham fan.
Right, I just want to preface this and say I am an Everton fan, so I am in that sort of realm of teams that would be getting in there. But I just think there's no point for it. Like, why do we need it? I want you to tell me why we need the Conference League.
This is my, and it isn't ringing true for us at the moment, but I think it's a stepping stone. I think that the football is so divided.
Stepping stone, by the way.
Yeah. No, but it is. It's a stepping stone for clubs like us that can go into European competition, get that experience, get that that taste of victory, and go on to go up to. It's the divide between the top 6 now and the rest of the clubs is so far. The likes of Crystal Palace, I think it's fantastic. Crystal Palace have probably had the best 2 years of their life, winning the FA Cup and the Conference League. I think to take that away from clubs like that, I think would be. I just don't think it would be fair.
Well, you know what I think we should do then? Should we just make 18 different cup competitions and give everyone a cup so everyone gets to go to Europe? And then it doesn't matter anymore because everyone's going to Europe, even though you can go in friendlies if you want a holiday. Fucking go on booking.com. You don't need the footies to go on holiday. Go and watch Lake Como. Go and watch. You don't need that. You're beating these absolute nothing teams from Azerbaijan. And it's like, you're saying that you're champions of Europe.
But that happens
that
happens in the Champions League.
It's like winning League One and saying champions of England.
No, it's
the third tier.
I agree. You're not the champions. You're a champion of Europe, and that's undoubted. You're a champion of Europe because if you win a cup, you're a champion. England is so far dominated by money that what is the point if you're up against these so-called. I don't want to name the brand, but the top 6. Yeah. So where do you ever get a chance? When is anybody ever going to get a chance? Because they dominate the cups. Yeah. With their second teams. That's how far apart they are now. They dominate the league. So when there's anyone like a Crystal Palace or a West Ham, when are they ever going to get an opportunity?
Didn't Palace win the
FA Cup?
So they do still win the cups.
They still every now and then.
Yeah.
But Manchester City have been to Wembley every year since 2009. When did they get their money? 2009.
Yeah.
So when is anybody going to get?
I'm not arguing for bigger teams. Let's look at the other side. So your argument is they get into Europe, they get the European experience. Now, we've seen it with bigger teams who are going to the Europa Leagues. Some teams, when they miss Champions League and go into Europa, they don't even want to play in them games because it's like you get knackered. Now with the new system, you're playing a minimum of 8 games, and then you've got to play every single other knockout round. You're going to be knackered. Now, why not play those games and put your all into the league instead?
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm a Brighton fan. So the main reason we've got to have the Conference League is for the fans.
Okay.
As a Brighton fan, I feel there's so much pressure for us to win it next year. Don't know if we will. I do get it with Palace now winning it. The prestigiousness, if it ever had it, is completely going down. But it will be a trophy for us. And you laughed about going on holiday. Some of the trips that Brighton fans can go on next year will be incredible. And it's an excuse to go on 8 unbelievable away days or so, maybe 4 away days, 5 away days. Your missus isn't letting you go on 5 away days with the boys, is she? But that's an excuse to go and do it.
Don't you let you go on 5 away days anyway, mate, to be honest.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But this is an excuse to go and do that with your boys and make we'll make memories for a lifetime.
There's absolutely nothing stopping you going to these places
There
without
is.
a football game.
You said it.
There is nothing stopping.
There is.
You can go whenever you want. If you're
Not-
that bothered, fuck your beard off.
went-
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're the one who's stopping it. Do you
When
know what I
Brighton
mean?
win the Europa League,
It's special, man.
we went to Amsterdam. We had 8,000 Brighton fans in Amsterdam. You don't get that if you go on a lads holiday
doesn't
to
sound like a
Iron
good
Apple
time
with
to me.
5-year mates.
Yeah.
It's like there's 1% of fans in football that get to experience away days all the time in Europe.
Yeah.
The Big 6 fans, and if you're a Real Madrid fan, Barcelona fan, you get it every year. It's crap. But for us, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Brighton could get in Europe, though.
Yeah.
They could get in Europa.
Yeah,
League.
I know.
You
But
should have got in Europa
It's
League.
taken a long time for us to do it. Of course, we
Yeah.
could have got Champions League. We were so close, but it just gives other people hope, and
But-
we get to experience what you guys have been experiencing for ages.
But it's just a bit of like,
Not him.
Yeah, maybe not you.
It's
yeah.
a bit of a Mickey Mouse Cup, though.
It is. It is, but
So-
it'll be our first trophy.
Slow down, yeah.
No,
It is a Mickey
Steve-O's
Mouse.
got a tattoo of the trophy.
Is
I know
it
that.
is it
Get it
any- is
lasered,
it-
lad.
That's how important it is for fans. He's got ink on his skin.
Yeah.
Because it's
Ben.
important.
Is it
I
any
don't-
more of a Mickey Mouse trophy than the Carabao?
I think the Carabao's probably more prestigious.
Why?
Really? Why?
Yeah.
The League Cup.
Yeah.
It's a League Cup. Again, I'm prefacing all of this by saying I am an Everton fan.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
I
You
would,
should appreciate it.
But what I've got to think is, if I go and win the Conference League and I start singing Champions of Europe and all
That
that,
I agree, that's
I've got
horrendous.
fucking Liverpool
Is that-
across the road.
You ain't got me that shaming.
I've got
You ain't
Liverpool.
that
I've got
shaming.
Liverpool across the road who's won 6 European Cups, and like it's just. Like,
It's a great chance to wind them up.
How can I wind them up?
Well, by saying champions of Europe whilst they're not.
But it
Exactly.
just-
You would love.
for
Tell
me-
me, you
for
would
me-
love Everton to be in the Conference League this season, no?
For me, though, the thing is, if I want to win a trophy, I don't want to win one that's been created 2 years ago. I want to win.
Yeah, until you're in it.
So you'd rather go
Until
to
you're
your
in it.
deathbed with no trophies because Everton ain't going to
No,
win.
no, no.
that.
Don't get me wrong. I'd take it over. I'd take it over Nottingham.
There you go. Got him.
But
Got him.
Have you?
That's it.
no.
Joe,
no,
have
Thank you
Everton won the
very
European
much.
Cup? Have they won the European Cup?
They won the cup.
No.
winners.
Okay,
They won the cup
but
winners.
do you think anyone that's won that European Cup 2 years after it was invented, do you think they're worried about that?
No, but so what I'm talking about, for me, you got Champions League, which obviously is Champions League.
Yeah.
And then Europa League, and then you've got Super Cup. So, and then everyone who wins the Europa League goes into Champions League, which I think is fair. It's fair to have 2 tiers. I actually feel 3 is a bit much.
Louis, Chelsea fan. I'm actually going to build on the point that Ben made. So
Where does your Conference League trophy rank in your all-time
So
Chelsea moments?
For me, it was a good moment, but it wasn't one which I'm going to hold on to for dear life. But that's because I've been very fortunate to be able to see other things.
Yeah.
I get for them why it's so special.
Yeah.
And it is the overall situation that you're talking about, wanting to wind up Liverpool fans, Everton fans. Like, if you guys went into the Conference League, imagine that, like being in Ajax, wherever it is, all together. Like, that's never happened ever. Those opportunities for fans of clubs, which unfortunately we are no longer, I'd say, a big six. We're not really a big team at the minute anymore because we run poorly. They're a place that I would never have gone to with all these Chelsea fans shared these moments together in these weird and wonderful places.
But I feel like that's what the Europa League's for. Why do we need another one?
Because there is going to be teams.
There's literally one place in it. Like, do you know what I mean? Why do you need a whole new competition for one place?
Revenue.
Money.
I understand it's money, but like, is that not fighting for my side, mate? Who is watching Conference League group
But, okay, no,
stages?
but
Your main point here is the fans would love it. Of course, the fans will love it.
Yeah.
Everton fans will love it if we beat fucking Brighton. Like, do you know what I mean? We'll love it anyway. If you're playing well, like Kai, you're an Everton fan. We beat anyone, we're loving it, right? Yeah. We draw again. That draw against Liverpool was our biggest win. That was our fucking World Cup. You just can't convince me that Conference League is good.
Like the point where you said you feel like it's a bit of a Mickey Mouse Cup. I get that. I get it.
Yeah.
Because we kind of, when we won it, it was like I'm there. What my
that
hands
what
does.
they're doing?
No, but that's
I was there. I was there. I
know,
didn't
but that's
care.
because, but that's it. That's because, like, for me and Brent, it's like we had a great time, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic night. Like, you speak to Chelsea fans that went out to Road Claw, it's like, okay, this was great. We had a fantastic evening.
Yeah.
We won't forget it. That's because it was so fun and we enjoyed the journey.
Yeah.
It's about the journey and the friends you make on the way. Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So, with that being said,
But do you sort of also concede the point that because you are playing more games, you put less focus on the Premier League, that drops off,
no,
and then you
because
start slipping in the Premier League, and then you
because-
get relegated, and
because we've spent 1.9 billion pounds on really bad players, played all those really bad players in the Conference League, which for us, again, we have the fortunate ability to do that, but that's because
I feel like you can't really include Chelsea in this because we're talking about low. Like,
no, but that's
low-
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, for us, we're a bit of an anomaly in this case.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sort of talking about other clubs who maybe don't get the opportunity to do it. I don't care about Gianni Infantino. I don't care about Seferin. I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking about the people that will get to go to these amazing places with their mates, watch their football team together, 8,000-9,000 of them all together. To be able to stand and do that, it's a special feeling. It's a
There's
special
currently
experience.
5 places for the Champions League. For me, I've seen Newcastle, Villa, Everton back in 05 qualify for it through the league. I think you've got to have certain standards. We were moaning and we were just saying about the league quality, and it looks like the quality of the league. These competitions need to remain prestigious.
That's the thing. European football is supposed to be prestigious.
Prestigious.
So are you going to change it completely? You say get rid of the Europa League as well?
No, keep Europa League. Europa League's fine.
But it's a second-tier competition, so why would you do that? It's not prestigious based on that logic.
No, but you've got one level up. You don't need 3. I'm just saying there's too much going on. There's way too much going on. Keep it Europa. Keep it Champions League. Boom. That's your lot.
Fair enough. We'll agree to disagree then.
Perfect.
Well done, boys.
Well done, boys.
Fantastic.
So that was Midnight Boxed In. Couple of mad arguments there, but let us know what you think of it in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hype the video. Cheers, boys.